La 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 la. Hello.
Dude, you're off mute.
Oh no.
No.
Oops.
So embarrassing, dude.
We are back at our regularly scheduled 6 p.m. Eastern Wednesday night stream. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
What happened here?
I think we're late.
Well, we've done goofed, but for anybody who ends up catching us tonight off of our regular schedule, hey, what's up? It's still us.
Okay, we
We're
got
still
one guy
here.
in chat, Ethan.
Let's go. Who's this guy? It's crazy. We still exist on Thursdays.
Yeah. Well, we used to actually
Well-
do streams on, well, not always on Thursdays, but like I feel like early on we were like pretty 50-50 between Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, Thursdays were pretty good, and then I think because Thursdays are like my local Magic nights, so I started being like, hey, it kind of sucks that I'm never able to go to that. Maybe we can do like
We have a
other
number 2
days?
fan.
Oh my god, number 2 fan. It's me also.
I think he has to send one more chat message. For number 1.
I need to stay ahead.
It's actually super janky. I noticed it because I actually like watching streams on YouTube now. Just because I use YouTube more than like I really don't open Twitch just like on its own. Like I don't browse it the same way that I browse YouTube. So now that like they've actually done a better job of like putting channels that you're subscribed to like in your feed when they're live, whereas I feel like in the past it was really bad for stream discovery because it just like wouldn't tell you when anyone's live. But now I see it all the time, so it's nice, and I just hop in there. It's like me and 5 other people because they're like multi-streaming to Twitch, and the number 1 and like number 2 just is constantly jumping around people, like so weird.
True.
It's just like you
And
send
streamers-
2 chat messages, you steal it.
I feel like streamers lately also have been a lot more cognizant of their YouTube streams.
Yeah,
Like their chats at least. So
he got number 1 by just spamming.
no.
It
That is
worked.
not
This
cool.
strat worked.
All right, somebody kick this guy.
Yeah, we gotta
Whoever's
reset the
power.
leaderboards.
I've got 75 experience, man. How do you have more than me? That's crazy.
So you spam ban.
Ban this guy.
But the actual thing that changed is that I can't remember if it was YouTube or Twitch. I think it was Twitch that had the rule in place that you couldn't multi-stream. But then like a year ago they made it so that you could, and so people have slowly been actually like figuring out how to do it. So
I think there's definitely merit.
Twitch audience, so you stream on YouTube.
Yeah, even if let's say your whole Twitch audience did go over to YouTube, I still think there is merit of streaming on Twitch because at least in what I remember, I don't know how it is on YouTube particularly because you handle most of the the ins and outs of the stream, but
like
or the
all our
channel
monetization
rather.
and stuff.
Yeah, our monetization, all our big bucks we're making. But I remember seeing on Twitch there's like really easy ways of like clipping things and turning your VODs into short form content like with your clips, and you could do like a vertical mode clip and like a whole bunch of there were a lot of cool tools that I think are interesting to see for streamers. Oh, I just remembered that's where I found it is when I was clipping Valorant like championship clips when I was on my esports attempted grind, which I'm still kind of going for. I applied for a job recently in esports, but I kind of stopped like going for the media route. But I remember like
cutthroat and very time consuming.
But Twitch clipping was really accessible for like turning it into other forms of content. So.
Yeah, I think YouTube
I don't know,
actually
does YouTube have that?
I think they do.
That's good.
But what the real big draw of Twitch is Prime. Like it's literally just Twitch Prime. People don't have to pay to actually subscribe to you.
Yeah, that's true.
So like like Twitch Prime is like such a draw for streamers on Twitch.
Yeah.
But also I still think that Twitch is better about like discoverability for specific games, whereas YouTube is like they've gotten better about like people that you're already subscribe to, like if you are a video producer and you also stream, then you'll get your audience from that. But if you are like trying to just stream on YouTube, like I still think people just aren't gonna find you. The fact that Twitch lets you like search by game is what makes it just kind of like thinking of that, where it's like you can just be like, oh, I want to watch like even when I was doing like speedrunning streams on Twitch, I could be like on my 3rd stream ever and still get like 20 viewers because somebody would see like, oh, it says that somebody's playing Donkey Kong 64 right now. I wonder who that is and what's going on. And you go in and there's like, it's literally just me. So the entire like speedrunning community that's just like looking for something to put on, it's like, oh, okay, we'll watch this guy. Like, whereas if I tried to do that on YouTube, like you just never find it. Like,
yeah, good luck. No, I totally agree. You really have to like be making videos and have an audience already. And then they see, oh, this guy that I'm already subscribed to because I like his videos is streaming, right? And it's just it's a night and day versus Twitch.
Which is still better than it used to be, which was you produce a lot of videos and people watch your videos and they still don't know about your stream.
Yeah, it would show up on like the left side of the homepage on the subscribed like.
Well, and they would also have it like
finding that.
Like if they were live and you were like watching one of their videos, they would have the red ring around their like profile picture, but you would think that like it looks like an Instagram story or something like that, where it's like you know how it's like highlighted and you like click on it and you watch it. But that wasn't a thing on YouTube. Like you would click on it and it just wouldn't bring you to the stream. It would bring you to their channel and you would still have to try and find the stream within the channel, which was kind of hidden. Like it would be like under the live
just so
tab.
Behind.
So it wasn't even like on the homepage. It was so weird.
Yeah, it just feels really behind the game.
Yeah. But anyway,
I was actually surprised. I think I've mentioned. Yeah, we do have a stream. I was surprised when we started streaming and people voted for us to start on YouTube. It's definitely.
Wait, did we do a vote? I don't even remember doing a vote.
We did a vote, yeah, and YouTube stream won. Like,
I prefer streaming on YouTube for like convenience, for like setup, because the account's easier to make and the setup's easier to do.
That's the whole reason we had the vote though in the first place, was because I was like, oh, I assume we're just streaming on Twitch, and you're like, actually, I prefer it on YouTube, and I was like, all right, let's see what people think. And yeah, I was surprised to see people wanted YouTube.
I think the difference is that we just share the like people aren't discovering the stream, right? To the viewer, it's just we're gonna tell them when we're live, they're gonna click the link, they're gonna join the stream, and for that purpose, YouTube doesn't have the drawbacks that Twitch has, where it's like because we're not doing memberships, we're not trying to be discovered, like so those two things, which are what YouTube does like objectively 100 times worse than Twitch, just don't matter. And on the other side of that, more people have YouTube Premium than have whatever, because I think Twitch came out with one too now that's like a Twitch Premium, but like for the longest time the only way to go ad-free on Twitch, especially on mobile, was to subscribe. Like obviously there's ad blockers, but like on mobile especially, like they're such a pain to try and use. A lot of people have YouTube Premium. You can watch any stream or any video without ads. You can do it while you're driving. You can like put it, because you don't have to have the screen on if you have Premium. Like I think that also influenced a lot of people's like preference for YouTube, is that just knowing the convenience of like being just a regular YouTube viewer and not trying to like build an actual stream. Like you make that sacrifice, but it's just easier to view.
Yeah, and Twitch has a certain culture with like the emote culture and like I don't know, it feels like you really have to be on the in.
Yeah.
YouTube's to like get the full experience.
Recently, they used to have like 3
man, the YouTube emotes suck.
But there are some that are like ironically funny now. That like that I've actually been like watching YouTube streams. Like there's some where it's like, I'll actually post this one. I think it's kind of funny. But in the past, there were like actually just there was literally 5, and then none of them were good. Actually, the monkey was good. The monkey with the he normally shows up whenever the site won't load. Like the monkey with like the hammer and the construction hat. I think that's still an emote, but that was one of their 5 emotes.
They're
oh yeah, he's still there.
They're just not good. Okay, that's kind of funny. But is it like just because it's a monkey kind of funny?
Well, it's also like that graphic existed already. It's the graphic that happens when YouTube can't load a video. It shows that monkey. So like it's not even like an original.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's like the what do they call the Chrome dinosaur that does or is it Chrome or was that like Safari?
It is Chrome. I don't know what they call it though. But
the dinosaur that does the little jumping game.
Yeah. He's still there.
Anyways, we still have our starting student screen up, and we've definitely already started. So.
Well, I leave it on until we start watching the replays, but that was a very long conversation.
Hey, it's all good. Hey, you know what? Tangents are fun.
Yeah,
and we've got some pretty quick battles to go over today, actually. So, jumping out of the gates, we've got Bobo Zab versus Jackie Lantern, and these two are actually like known IRL friends. They hang out every once in a while. Actually, I was mentioning that place that I used to go to for Thursday Night Magic. They would meet me there a bunch. So that's how I met.
Color coordinating their sprites too.
True, they're both green. And do they have any like similar Pokemon? They both have ground types. They both have electric types, water types. They both have 6 Pokemon on their team. They're all level 100. They're facing each other. There's a lot similar going on here.
Technically, we don't know that they're all level 100 yet. Somebody
we do, because if it wasn't level 100, it would tell you.
Oh, it would say,
like,
yeah, that's
their
right,
gender.
It would say if it's under.
Yeah. It used to tell you if they had an item too, but that doesn't. It doesn't do that anymore.
It doesn't tell you.
No. It used to. Do you remember that little icon that was like the yellow and orange rectangle?
It would actually show.
What was that? What was that icon? Like, I know that it was for items, but like, what makes that an item?
I think as a kid, I always thought it was like a thermos, but I think what it's supposed to be is like a capsule, basically.
I always thought it was like something in your pocket. Like in your front shirt pocket or something, you have like a thing sticking out of your orange shirt. I don't know. It was really janky.
I'm like 90% sure it's just a capsule because I don't like
that makes sense.
The Western world has capsules with like, you know, I guess some of those like little like not vending machines, but like those like what do you call them?
Like the gachapons.
Yeah, like something like that. But like you look at Japan, it's like they have those all over. And like
that's true.
Smash Bros has like the capsule item too. That's like just like that's what I think that's what it is, and it's just a sprite version of it. But
I will always remember
just kind of represent items.
I will always remember playing Pokemon Ruby for the first time when I think I got it for my 10th birthday. Just to date me a little bit here. Playing it for the first time, I caught my first Zigzagoon and I brought it through the game, and I was the kind of like kid who I leveled up my Blaziken to like level 80 before I got to the Elite Four, and the rest of my team was like below level 20. So I remember getting to the Elite Four and I had to like switch in my Zigzagoon by accident one time, and then I switched out whatever and it evolved at the end of the battle, and I realized that it doesn't just have a yellow and orange leg on its sprite. It was holding an item the entire game that it picked up from like the very first level. I didn't know what pickup even did. So I took the item off and it blew my mind. It was absolutely insane. So I remember running around just trying to do a bunch of battles to spawn pickup items for
you can get some rare stuff in like the in the battle frontier. I was watching some like challenge run recently where the strat for I don't know which one it was like that battle pyramid I think, but like one of the strats basically like required them to just run back and forth on one of the floors until they got enough like healing items and ethers and silk scarves, because I think it was the reason I was watching it is because he was doing it with like every single mon like on a team, so like using every mon in the Dex to complete it, and but like he would have to like build the teams ahead of time and like figure out like which mons go well together. And of course I skipped to the part with Apom, and so it was a pickup strat, and that's what it was. And he was like, yeah, I think it like
that's kind of cool. I've never. So this was what like the battle pyramid where you have the wild encounters.
Yeah, and honestly, I never did the Battle Frontier as a kid. Like, I just didn't really play Ruby or Sapphire. But so like, I was like kind of. Oh yeah, I guess it was enrolled.
Yeah.
But I just did like Gen 3 for me was Leaf Green. Like I just played it more than the other ones. But
oh my God, Jackie's here. This is a great time to start.
Like, trying to figure out how it all worked too. So and I just had no idea.
Yeah. So we can get right into this. If you want to just zoom out quickly so we can see the Terra types. Yeah.
Looks
so
like
we've got
Terra Fairy, Typhlosion, and Terra Water Cobalion.
Yep.
And
versus I think it's Electric Archozolt and Fire Heatran. Let me double check.
So both just their primary
Jackie's. Jackie is it's Alakazam and Archozolt.
Still primary tips though.
Yes. Or was this a trade? I feel like maybe they might have changed captains. Let me double check here.
So you think this was like before?
Oh no, it was just always Alakazam.
I wonder if it was.
I don't think I remember seeing a Terra though.
Was there no dark type on Bobo's team? We don't see one here, but I wonder if he has one.
Bobo has a Weavile.
Oh, interesting.
But like, if the plan is always to Terra your Arctozolt, I don't think it's a problem.
I guess that's fair. I was thinking it was the Heatran, which you wouldn't.
Oh, okay. I was
Just,
wondering. I was like,
yeah.
really? Is it Terra Zam? I don't remember seeing it. I just checked. This is the first game that Zam actually came to. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do see. Yeah, there is no Weavile, and there's no.
No, Weavile is surprising because Weavile does outspeed
There's no
Sam,
Baxcalibur,
right? Or is
too.
Weavile like 1 speed slower? Does Weavile max out at 371?
No, Weavile is 5 speed faster than Alakazam.
Oh, he is faster. Okay. Yeah, I'm really surprised.
Yeah, Zam is
because-
120.
Because even with like a Magic Guard Focus Sash set, you know, you could I guess you die to a Focus Blast either way.
So I'm looking here. Jackie does also have a Tinkaton. And Tinkaton's like one of Weavile's hardest counters.
Yeah, that's a.
Because if you try and knock it off, it just steals your item. And honestly, I think Weavile is one of the most item-dependent Pokemon. Like Sash to
yeah, it like doesn't have an ability, so.
Like Band or Life Force. Yeah, exactly.
Scenario,
so yeah,
run
into the
Pickpocket
Tinkaton's
on
pretty tough.
Weavile, so you knock the Tinkaton, it takes your item, and then it hits you, and you somehow survive the hit that you're
And it's
weak to
injured.
both of its stabs, and then you take the item back.
True. That's kind of genius, actually. It's not.
Yeah. It's genius.
Yeah. Anyways, what kind of leads are we expecting? It's hard to say anything but Rotom. And nothing else is really pivoting.
Skarm could lead.
Okay, Skarm is a decent lead. I tend
Maybe
to
not
like
against
pivot
Heatran,
leads.
though. Like against a potential Heatran lead.
Yeah, Heatran's pretty tough. I'd say Rotom is pretty safe. It's decent into Slowking, Heatran, Great Tusk even.
I think assuming that Heatran or Tusk are like probably the most likely leads here, or Slowking, Rotom's probably the best option.
Yeah. Or maybe Enamorus is okay as well if you have Earth Power for the Heatran. That's pretty good. Alternatively, for Jackie, I mean, we've already mentioned the top few leads, I'd say here. Probably Slowking is the safest.
Yeah,
Running
just
Slowking lead
pivot
does mean
right
that
away.
Skarm lead gets hazards turn 1, and that's pretty tough. So I'd maybe even say...
Well, I wonder
Yeah,
if
this
it's
is
like
kinda
so we do have a Blood Moon Ursa here. I wonder if, I mean, it's probably not AV because you want to be able to like set Snow for Arctozolt, but like a really bulky Spadef Slowking that still could just be running like 3 attacks plus pivot, could maybe be running like electric coverage for Skarmory specifically. So like if you do lead into the Skarmory, you have something to hit it with. It'll still get hazards.
Yeah, I don't think it has electric coverage, but it will have like Fire
Does
Blast
it?
potentially. I know it has Thunder Wave. I'm pretty sure I get confused pretty often that I always think it having Thunder Wave means that it has Thunderbolt as well, but it just kind of doesn't, I think. Let me check here.
I could have sworn that because if Slowpoke gets it, then Slowking would also get it. And I'm pretty sure.
It gets Thunder Punch and Zap Cannon for its electric moves. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's just the Thunder Wave, but you would just run Flamethrower or Fire Blast. If you
Yeah,
wanted to
it's still good. That's so weird that it gets fire coverage but not electric.
Yeah. And then it has T-Wave, but not like a coverage move.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just weird. Gen 2 moment?
Well, it did have a
Horizon
coverage
one?
move in Gen 2 because Thunder Punch was special. So
True, actually, good point. Anyway, it's probably going to be Slowking versus, I'd say, Rotom here. I could see a Skarm, though, predicting the Slowking lead. Let's see what we got.
it is Skarm into Tusk.
There we go, versus Tusk.
But then Tusk swaps out.
Yeah,
Brave.
Tusk swapping out
offensive
means...
Skarm.
Oh,
It's a
Helmet,
Rocky Helmet.
Slowking. Tusk switching out, but from the Skarm probably means it doesn't have something like Temper Flare or Supercell Slam.
Or at least like it's worried about, Skarmory just setting up hazards and it like doesn't really do much.
Could also be Scarf Tusk. That would be pretty tough into a Skarm lead.
Yeah, would you
getting
lead it if it
paralyzed
was
there is
Scarf
rough.
though? Because it doesn't have a pivot move.
It might be okay into... Yeah, I wouldn't Scarf it here.
Well, not even just
Probably
not Scarfing, I just wouldn't lead with it. Like it's not like leading
Yeah, no,
Scarf
you're right.
Greninja or Cinderace or something.
Yeah, you'd keep it in the back. So this para on the Moltres is really tough.
It's
It
pretty brutal.
is not Terra, but it stops the agility. It did already proc its...
Ooh.
Oh, wow, that's going to die.
Wait,
It already
so
procced its Citrus Berry, but... Yeah, this Moonblast does negative. At 84, your eruption should still be stronger than Fire Blast at this point.
Yeah. Yes, that's just a
I
scarf
forget the
feature.
exact threshold that it becomes weaker. Let me see if I can throw that into a calculator.
What percent HP the eruption gets weaker, you mean?
Yes.
Well, either way, eruption's always 100% accurate, right?
Yes.
So I think that, like, if it's a kill, you would still just click it.
Yep. Okay, let me see. How about 80%? 75?
Jackie says eruption was better than the fire blast there.
Yeah. Okay, at 74% is when the eruption is 110 base power. So anything 75 or above, or even 74 itself, because it'll just be more accurate.
Yeah.
It's always better.
So
Okay,
what just happened was that, yeah, we saw the eruption, and then Typhlosion came in and Heatran swapped out, went into the toss. So push it back.
Jackie says, super proud of how well I played here. Yeah, awesome. We'll be the judge of that, I guess.
That's not Bulbasaur.
Wait, hold up. Was that physical Typhlosion? What is this thing's attack stat, by the way? Let me check.
Probably not great.
It's 84.
That is better than I thought, but still not
It's
great.
better than I thought. What? Let me check its physical coverage here. It gets Fire Punch, Flame Charge.
It probably
Flare
gets
Blitz.
anything that like Quilava from Nat Dex would get.
Yeah, I just don't
how
know what
much
that gets.
changes. Yeah.
Do you know Quilava's physical coverage? I don't.
Yeah, obviously.
Play Rough,
Earthquake.
Poltergeist, Rock Slide, Wild Charge, Zen Headbutt.
That's actually
Break.
a massive physical move.
Yeah. Fury Cutter, I guess. Reversal is kind of interesting. It's like kind of cool. Okay, anyways.
Wait, I just want to check.
I guess specifically for Heatran, it's fine if you don't want to risk a Focus Blast.
Yeah. Okay, we said those. So the frisk on the Typhlosion, like, obviously not super helpful when you already know that the train is scarfed there. But
Yes.
but it might be good to know, like, maybe what this Tusk is running.
That Helmet Scarm. Ouch. Rocks are up.
Rocks are
Big up. We'll probably see a Chili here.
We already
Oh,
know
a
that
Scald. That's big, actually.
Not a lot of progress out of that swap.
I like these Scalds, actually. And you're totally fine to eat this Para here. Probably go Zam? Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, you might get parried though. Oh, okay.
Oh, yo. Maybe with Terra, that Psychic could have killed. Oh, it was Sash anyways.
Yeah.
Well, this is Scarf.
Yeah, I figured that
This is
I thought that
Scarf physical.
I figured that the Typhlosion was Scarf because when Bobo went into the what's it called, to the Typhlosion here, I think he was predicting a chilly reception, and maybe Scarf outspeeds Zolt in the snow. So I think he was
true.
making a call out there that Jackie was going to go into snow, and that's why he swapped it. Because he didn't
That's a good
keep
point.
it. I don't think the Typhlosion was forward looking by any means.
Yeah.
And then
But,
he
like,
makes that swap there.
The Scar or the physical Poltergeist is actually not bad in this looking as well. So
No, yeah, I
actually
guess
some
if that is
interesting
the set.
technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Sash is going to be useless. The crit doesn't really matter. Sash
No,
just kind
I
of
think
means
you're getting
one
2-hit
anyways.
KO'd anyway, like by literally
Yeah.
anything. And there's the Scarf, Typhlosion coming in, pick up the kill.
The thing is, like, even though it might outspeed, the Typhlosion might outspeed this Arctozolt, it's, when it's locked into a non-fire move, it's pretty tough to do anything to this.
Yeah. Though the problem is
This
if you lock,
water.
like if you finish off the Sam with a fire move, then the Slow King just comes in.
Rock Polish, hold on. With the Zen Headbutt, doing a whole 22. That good old 90
Well,
base attack. Oh, wait,
gonna
hold
be-
on. Weakness policy. Now with the defense drop, that would have killed, yeah. You have to go for the
Yeah.
Zen. Oh, this is
the
not
Rocky
break
Helmet's
the
gonna
smoking
spell
though.
the end though. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
as
would have
much
liked to have
damage as
seen
you
a
can.
Mega Horn.
Yeah, I guess we technically don't know the last. Could that have been a chili reception?
Yeah, probably. Oh my god, wait, that just killed.
Wow. Wait. Did that?
Yeah, so we see the Cobalion go down. It didn't Terra, so it still is open for a Typhlosion here in this endgame.
Oh, it was a swap.
Yeah, okay. This should just kill without
Jesus,
Choppel.
this is just going blow for blow. But no, it's AV. I mean, it's a good thing you're physical, I guess.
Yeah, true.
Ooh,
Terra
fairy, the
play rough.
fairy. That's
Interesting.
that might actually like kind of deal with the rest here, except for the Slowking. But that rock
I don't think
helmet's
this
gonna
kills here,
just
though.
stop it.
You need to go for the Poltergeist because Poltergeist won't make contact.
It won't
with
make contact.
the helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I think Typhlosion can come in. It should outspeed this.
Yeah. Just don't miss any.
But I don't
your-
think it'll
don't miss any of your
KO.
Poltergeists.
True.
Oh
wait
wait,
for the
he just
play
locks
rough.
into the play rough.
I think you have to click Poltergeist there. I'm pretty sure Poltergeist doesn't make contact, but let me double check.
It makes mental contact because you have to pick up the item with your
True. Yeah, no contact.
shadowy hands.
Now I'm not sure if it would
Wait,
have
he's saying,
killed
but was saying
Tusk.
that Poltergeist there loses to Tusk.
Maybe it might not have
It's
killed
at
Tusk
37% AB Tusk.
with Rocks Up though. What's the Tusk set? And I'll double check the calc here.
Just 72 HP.
72 HP, and then it's just max
think
attack.
That Poltergeist.
It was max
Oh,
attack.
that goes.
Poltergeist.
Yeah, max attack.
Yeah,
hasty.
just 252. The Poltergeist, it would actually be a roll to kill, a pretty good roll. So it was at 37 before Rocks, right? What percent is the Tusk
Tusk?
at?
Tusk was at 37, yeah.
37. So let's put you at 37 with Rocks Up. Oh no, it doesn't actually. But I mean, you still I think make that play because if you don't if you click Poltergeist, sorry, if you click the play rough, you're dead to the Rocky Helmet regardless.
Yeah.
At least with Poltergeist, you have a crit play.
Yeah, there's a chance.
Like there
for-
is a potential out there. Play rough 100% loses. You had to go for Geist. Yeah, I agree. Also, hello JA, what's up? Welcome in. I don't think I've seen you around.
JA.
Yeah, Polter was definitely the play, but I think regardless of what you click, you have to get really lucky as Bobo there.
Yeah.
Jackie, well played, and like you said, you were proud of how you played. And I think especially for your 5th competitive battle ever, or maybe even your 4th actually, because if memory serves me right, I think you forfeited a recent week. I mean, I don't have too much to criticize. I think maybe Alakazam felt a little weak here. And the Moltres fell a little bit flat, but I think that was just like the Thunder Wave was maybe just good prep from Bobo there. Maybe you were expecting a Volt Switch and proccing your Berserk would have been really nice there. It's your boy, Pain Split, no calcs, Blood Moon. Oh, hashtag BM is not Blood Moon, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know, well played. I think it was good from Bobo too. The agility, was it agility or rock polish on the Cobalion? I don't
rock
remember.
polish.
Yeah, but the rock polish weakness policy is interesting. I really just wish Cobalion had like slightly better offenses. The Terra Water is kind of cool. Maybe that was just to try and set up in front of Heatran if it was like Scarfed, but the Scarf kind of I think caught Bobo by surprise. So maybe it was something else there. There are a lot more Pokemon on the bench here. So just to reiterate, there is a Tinkaton in the back, there's a Crobat in the back, and there's a Baxcalibur in the back for Jackie.
The backs.
And for Bobo, we didn't see Slowking Galar, Weavile, Serena, or Wobbuffet.
No, Wobbuffet.
If that didn't make sense, then SMH, it's Zap. Yeah, I was expecting the Volt Switch over the T-Wave on Moltres. Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm pretty sure the Volt Switch probably procs your Berserk too, so you'd be in a really good spot. You'd be at +2 pretty healthy after your citrus and +1 spatak too, so would have been off to the races. Anyways, that was a pretty good game. Thanks for the submission. I forget who submitted it, but this was definitely my actually, I don't want to say my favorite. It was maybe my second favorite Truant game of the week.
I think it had like
we
7
have one
reactions.
more. Yeah, it had a lot of reactions. It was a really good game. There's one more Truant game that we're gonna review later today that is a little bit more. I think it's about the same length, but it's very, very. It felt very back and forth and very punchy. And I had a great time watching it. So, that one we will review in a little bit.
Oh my god.
And we have a surprise entrance from Stormtide. What? Hello. Oh, and he left.
And
okay.
he's gone. Oh
Okay.
I was like, well,
Hello
I guess I'm
and
gonna have
goodbye.
to change the graphic to actually fit the people.
Like, all right, man, you want to come in? Sure, dude, go for it. But nah. Oh, he messaged us in chat saying misclick.
Oh.
Oops. All right, we gotta. Didn't mean to jump spare. No prob. I guess we know who to unmod now. Actually, he's not a mod, so
He's not.
no, notably not a mod.
Sounds like
Anyways,
someone else signed that.
We are on to our second replay. Unfortunately, this week we actually only had submissions from Truant and All-Star divisions, which is, it's kind of weird. I don't know. It's kind of coincidental because we had what, like 8 submissions, and they were all from just those 2 divisions.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we didn't even do like our own choices for these, like just pick them from Swarm and Hustle because there were so many that were nominated that, like, in that case we'd rather just do the ones that were nominated, right, than make them up. But
and I am a big proponent in the dictator clause of like, yeah, you guys may want something, but if I want something, I'm gonna do it, kind of thing. But at the same time, I don't care. I don't really care enough. Like what we review in particular. There were good battles that people want to see, and if people want to see all-star battles and truant battles, if people want to see the same like 4 players in each division, I mean, nothing wrong with that. If the same people can keep consistently playing good battles, I have no problem with reviewing them. So, plus
and
last
we
week
are
I
reviewing
didn't get
like
to look at many
self submissions too. So it's not like if you're disappointed that Swarm's not getting reviewed, like submit your own replay. Like just put your own in there. If it's the only Swarm one, we're gonna watch it. Yeah.
Yo, Leezy, welcome in.
I guess unless it's from week 8. We did not watch the week 8 one. Sorry, Harry.
True. Yeah. True. Well, that was submitted for week 6, so.
True, that was after the cutoff.
Yeah. So that'll
so
maybe
if
be.
There are no other Swarm ones next week.
True. Personally, I think it feels a bit weird to submit your own replays, so IMO, it's better if y'all choose some yourself, assuming you go through replays. Yeah, we do go through replays. I was trying to get at before. Last week was just a pretty tough week for me, and I didn't have time to actually go through battles. Big ups to Goater12 and Leezy Peasy, who picked up a lot of my slack last week. I feel like I say this like every other week now. Yeah, big ups to them. They pulled a lot more weight than I was able to last week. But because of that, I wasn't able to actually see very many of the replays. So yeah, I mean, going through the highlight submission was fun. It was nice to see all of the good ones already picked out for me, right? So, yeah, no, Zap, I know what you're saying. Like, if we just choose some ourselves, if we go through replays, yeah, it maybe submitting your own replay feels a little bit weird, but like, I don't know, people don't have to vote for the replay that you submit, right? I don't know.
I mean, the good news for you, Zap, is that we've already reviewed 2 of your replays, so you probably don't even have to submit your own.
Yeah, I wonder if have you even seen our reviews of your games? You might be interested to see some of those.
Yeah,
you want to check the
I think it was last week and week 2, maybe.
Yeah, let me check. We have the technology to check this. It was week 4.
Well, I just glanced
2.
at it and I already closed out. I was like, oh, I'm not opening it again.
Yeah, week 4, week 2, we go over your battle. So yeah, if you want to see us review those and shit on you, then go for it. Anyways, we are on to now an all-star game. We have Black Thug Shaker 2, who is Baby Dragonzard, and PWC Tranel, who is, of course, Tranel. And I believe this is our first time reviewing either. No, we've reviewed Tranel once. But this is our first time reviewing Zard, at least in the All-Star division.
Yeah, I think we reviewed him at least once when he was in
yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. Sorry. Zap's also saying in chat last time, and then we'll get into. I will watch it indeed. I want to see your verdict on my Rotom play. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
we
we
do
talked about
actually
that for a little
go.
bit.
We go in pretty lengthy depth into that specific play, like that end game versus Genzuzu. So you would probably enjoy our discussion on that. Anyways, we are on to
I think
Zard
we
versus
deemed that
Trano.
it wasn't BM.
It was not BM. I will tell you now, it was not BM. There was a world where you could have lost in that end game, and playing with the pain split was completely fine. Anyways, we have if you can zoom out to take a look at these Terra Captains. I'm pretty sure it's PZ. Yeah, Pori Z is electric.
Clearly running Zap
And
Cannon.
I think Breloom is also grass. Let me double check. Yes, it is. Breloom is a captain.
Is it? Is it? Ceruledge is not a Terra Captain, right?
Ceruledge is a Terra Captain.
It is. Okay.
It's Ceruledge and
I
Grafaiai.
can't remember if Ghost was its primary type.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grafaiai's not here. Didn't Grafaiai get laid off?
Laid off? What do you mean?
Didn't he get like traded away or something? I thought I saw that in one of the divisions.
Maybe somewhere. I don't think.
Or maybe you talked about it when we looked at the doc last time that somebody dropped.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. I don't think it was.
I don't look at those channels. So
yeah. Yeah. I don't think it was Zard. Anyways, if we were to guess, I think Crobat is a pretty alright lead into like Cinderace to kind of threaten a Brave Bird, but if anything like a Klefki or a Gliscor leads in front of it, it's kind of useless. So I don't expect to see that. Maybe a Diancie lead is actually pretty good here. If you stay base, you might be able to take an Iron Head. I doubt it though. Like from Cinderace, I doubt you do though. Kind of hard to see a good lead here for Zard, which means that maybe Uxie is just the best lead.
Yeah.
I'd say
I mean, a
Uxie
Crobat could just like pivot out instantly if it wants to.
Yeah,
even Blastoise
like I was saying, if it's Crobat lead into like Gliscor or Klefki, you're just doing nothing. You risk being parried. You let Gliscor get its poison off. Even like rocks or screens.
Does Crobat not get knock?
No, it gets no knock.
Blastoise does though, right?
Nope.
Really? Wait, they gave Venusaur knock, but not Blastoise.
Yeah. Uxie does, which is part of the reason why I think it's a pretty decent lead.
It probably makes the most sense because you could put
probably
rocks up, you could knock
here.
if it's Gliscor. You're not vulnerable to its ground moves, so probably a better play.
Yeah. And then for Tranel, it's probably, I would assume, one of Klefki or Gliscor. Cinderace is always pretty decent too, because even the like Diancie, it doesn't want to stay in. You can Wisp the Melm. There's a lot of options here. Yeah. Maybe there's something funny you can do with like Spore Breloom. Maybe a Scarf Spore is okay and anything but like a Diancie lead. Although I would assume that's what Crobat is here for, is to be safety goggles into Breloom.
Yeah, just kind of completely shut it down.
Yeah, because it just completely shits on most Brelooms if it has goggles.
Well, Infiltrator, yeah, also, like, I feel like
into the screen.
I mean, first of all, you might not even be like planning for the Crobat to come, but either way, like that also, like, you're already not running a subset as Breloom against Infiltrator. Like it's already, like you're already countering that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly true. Yeah. All right, well, let's see what we got. It is the Crobat into the Cinderace. Yeah, so this is, I'd say, yeah, this was like one of the two matchups where I think Crobat was decent.
Yeah, except you still have to hard swap out because you don't know if that's a Scarf Cinderace. I guess it's just gonna like one shot you.
Even if it's Scarf, I don't think it'll one shot.
But do you really want to take 90% to just U-turn it, basically? Like, I think that's still smarter to just swap out there.
So Gliscor
not like if it clicked something other than U-turn, I mean.
Yeah. So Gliscor is high horsepower here because there's I want to say a Rillaboom on the bench for Zard. Yeah, it's a Rillaboom that didn't come here.
Yeah, it makes sense. I didn't know.
So the high horsepower is good. I have really gotten onto the Ceruledge train recently, especially after building with it in PGP. I think it's actually very strong, and watching it do so much with Bitter Blades to Gliscor, with Terra, with oh my god, like it's I am really a believer in this Pokemon now. I didn't
It's
used to be,
strong.
but this mon is strong.
I think its weakness is priority, right? But there's so many mons that you could say that about, where it's
I
like
don't even think it's that weak to Prio.
like the weak armor, sash sets
Oh, weak
are,
armor.
and weak
Yeah, I
armor
actually
in general,
think that
like,
Flash Fire is better.
but here's the thing: you're not fast enough if you're not running weak armor. Like I feel like you need the Sword Dance turn usually to like sweep anything, and the focus sash on the Sword Dance with the weak armor for the speed boost is like where it really excels. But you just lose to like your resistances don't really matter at that point, because it's like, yeah, sure, you're immune to like fake out, but like you would lose to like an ice shard, right? Like there's so many
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I think I would want to use Ceruledge differently. Like I think the kind of fun maybe ladder set that you're thinking of with like the weak armor, I think is a bit more gimmicky. Even just being Boots Bitterblade spam is, I think, very strong. It, in a way, it kind of reminds me of like Regenerator for Mienshao, where it's like maybe it's not the strongest Pokemon, but it's always going to be at full HP in front of everything, right? Because even if it takes a hit, its SpDef is actually very good, by the way. So you can hard switch this into like Fairy types and Fire types and normal types pretty easily and take not very much, especially. Yeah, you can get knocked. Unless it's like a stab knock, though, you're not actually taking too much. But you're usually fast enough to outspeed the defensive Pokemon and Bitterblade your HP back through their attacks, so that you can stay healthy for the next time you have to. So I think maybe that's what I would use Ceruledge for. I think
my issue with it is that
is an okay set.
Every time I've fought one in draft, I've had something that kind of hard counters it. Like Greninja kind of hard counters it, like with the water priority and also being a water dark type. And then like I've also had matches where it's like, oh, unaware Clefable just sits in front of it and actually just beats it because
but if you get a Flash Fire proc, like Flash Fire is actually one of the few things that gets around unaware. So if you end up getting the proc, you heal just so much and deal so much damage. I feel like it's really strong.
But you still have to get the proc.
Yeah, I know you do. Monkey Boy is saying in chat, it's Terra Brellum. You can run Steel and Sub anyways. Yeah, in front of the Crobat, you can be Sub Steel. I forgot about that. This is Terra Grass, though. Makes me think it's like I don't know, maybe like a Trailblaze set. Does it get Trailblaze?
Yeah,
I would imagine so. Tell that to Klefki Lamau. Yeah. You can also run like Bulk Up, Flash Fire. Yeah, Bulk Up I think is too. And honestly, you can just taunt the unaware Pokemon, I've learned. We were actually building this week in PGP. We're building Terra Ceruledge versus Terra Skeledirge, and it's a real pain, but we've decided that we don't have to set up. If we just run taunt, we can literally just Bitterblade through the
because you're not worried about
Skeledirge. Yeah, so if we Terra into a type that resists Ghost or even is immune to Ghost, like if we go Dark or something, we can just beat it with taunt.
Yeah.
Through Flash Fire.
Yeah, well, I think Terra Ceruledge is definitely, like, again, any immunity on Terra is going to make it a lot better. And I don't think it's a bad mon by any means. What I'm saying, where it's like I think its main weaknesses are that like sure it has like a serviceable SpDef set or maybe even a good SpDef set, but it's still like it's in an awkward speed tier where if you're not running a setup set like with the weak armor, like you heal back some of the damage with Bitterblade, but like I think there are more cases than you think where you are just getting 2-hit KO'd, or you swap in on that fire move that you're expecting and you just guessed wrong and you just get killed or
that's just a guessing game though. That's just your opponent playing the game. So
but I just say that's something where it's like there are mons that can run bulk up that don't have as much of a risk to swapping in that sense.
You're right.
But either way, I mean the fact that it can do that or do the more like cheese ladder set of weak armor, like you still have to prep for this mon. Like it's still a very serious threat. So
Yo, howdy.
Harry.
What's up, Harry? I mean it's kind of like Blastoise in that way, right? Where it's like you can run the standard sturdy like flip turn rapid spin kind of like defensive sets, and then just whip out Shell Smash. I mean sturdy as in like reliable. Yeah,
I think it actually got sturdy in Pokerogue as one of its like passive things. Yeah.
We can get back to this game now. We do see the same interaction that I was thinking of earlier, where he is not
goggles though.
It's not goggles, and
So
this
it's
is
not
Scarf
the same
Spore
interaction.
Breloom. It's Scarf Spore.
Yeah.
So I wonder what grass
Bro
move it
is
has that
slipping.
it's using Terra Grass for. Might still just be Bullet Seed.
Oh, he woke up. Early bird Crobat?
Early wake up. I like the taunt, but it doesn't do much. Yep, this is fine. I feel like
Is that
it
his
would
only
have
attack
had
move?
if maybe if it has U-turn, it would have clicked to turn 1 in my opinion. This Crobat.
Yeah. It probably doesn't at that point. But...
This might be mono high horsepower.
Wrong.
Oh no, there's the wing beat.
That is not doing
There's no helmet.
very much at all.
Up. Rocks are up.
Beat defog. I guess we'll find out on the turn that the taunt is up.
Could have fog
No, it's
here.
SD.
SD.
Facade,
Last
maybe
move
last
might
move?
be agility. This Psynoise is really strong. I don't remember who it was I had an argument with about Psynoise being really strong.
Oh, citrus
The citrus
berry
is nice.
counters a dual wing beat.
Well, actually, it's still gonna get KO'd next time, sadly.
Yeah.
Harry, high horsepower over EQ because there's a Rillaboom in the back for Black Thug Shaker. Haze Gliscor, nice.
And Roost is the last move.
That's the whole Gliscor set revealed now.
So just dual
Taunt.
stab, SD, and Roost.
Yeah.
Why does he keep clinking high horsepower? Does he think he's swapping?
Probably, maybe. I mean, probably assuming that. I don't know.
Oh, it's because of
Helmet's going in or
helmet.
something?
Because he brought the helmet for
Oh,
Breloom.
it's a helmet. Helmet taunt is actually really good. That'll shut this down.
Yeah. And you probably have Roost, right?
Yeah,
What's your
Gliscor just
last
has to
move?
switch.
Because if it's Brave Bird, I have to imagine the last move is just Roost. Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Just not even bothering
Scald
with the
here?
poison. A burn.
Okay, do we get a burn?
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't think he's
Funny enough, Funny enough, though, if Crobat got burned there, it would have been free real estate into the Breloom every time.
Yeah, because that's the only thing you need it for.
At least until Diance's Terra, or Mega, rather. But even then, you risk it just clicking a grass move.
Yeah. And honestly, the oh no, you'd still get outpaced by Roost. I was gonna say maybe getting burned makes you like take less damage from the Brave Birds and you can stay in longer against the Gliscor.
Here, this U-turn versus Cinderace, I feel like was extremely televised. I actually would have liked to have seen Zard maybe go
Televised.
Crobat for some.
Because we're watching it on stream.
Yes. Maybe if Crobat came in there to get some helmet chip onto Cinderace, I think that's how you have to beat Cinderace.
Yeah. Dude,
And
he
things
just
like
wakes up.
Duskbrata.
He is not.
Wow.
He does not stay asleep.
Bro is not like me in the mornings.
I've had to check 3 times to see if
Sorry.
it gets early bird because it seems like an ability that it would get.
Yeah. Agility, yeah.
Oh, the Terra made it resist.
the-
Why did that not do it? KO?
Yeah. Gets this attack from the download too.
And he's already Terra Electric. You put your Blastoise in.
I
Is
think
it
that was
because
just a
the
sack. You
Blastoise
probably go
doesn't do
Diancie
anything
here.
else? Yeah.
You go
Or
or
Cerulege.
Cerulege is fine with sneak.
Yeah. With Terra Ghost Sneak, yeah. It's gotta be banded, right?
Banded? On the Cerulege? I mean, it might be.
I think.
Didn't it click Bitterblade into Poltergeist though?
Oh, did it? I thought those were 2
Might
different times. I was just thinking maybe because the Bitterblade was doing as much as it was doing to Gliscor.
Mm.
But it's probably just not a defense invested Gliscor considering it's like looks like full offense basically except for the roost.
So funny enough, I actually think letting the Melm go to sleep over the Crobat is kind of right here. That does nothing.
That was a crit too.
Oh, this SD.
SD,
You
but
should
now no
actually
agility
live one.
yet.
The
so you're
download.
fine.
Yeah, the
Oh,
download
you
is
just-
wrong. Oh yeah, and it's not normal type. I forgot.
Yeah. And
Melm's back.
oh,
but,
that's,
oh
I was
my
gonna say
God,
you can
yeah.
even like the Bitterblade, like he can't get rid of grass, but
Sucker Punch. This might
Well,
kill.
wait,
Yep.
okay, so
Prio
why
the Prio.
do you think this was like a? I guess we knew it was Scarf. Maybe he just didn't think it would die to Shadow Sneak.
Yeah, I think that's an oops didn't calc moment.
Yeah, because I was gonna say if you know you have the Sucker Punch, then why stack Prelude? But
Yeah. Maybe didn't take the Terra Ghost into account there.
yeah, it could have been.
Crobat's still a threat here.
I mean, it's-
I think it'll be hard
this
for Channel
choice-
to win.
Oh no, it's not. Did it take
This is non-stat Pyro Ball, but gets the burn. That might be big.
getting the burn on Pyro Ball, but not on Scald?
Funny enough, I think the play here. So you roost this turn just in case, because he has to taunt. Yeah, that's you roost here anyways. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Because worst case scenario, you still gain 12%, and Crobat takes 6.
And the Uxie's already dead.
I think you actually click high horsepower here. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because now you're gonna die the next turn. If you click high horsepower, then you're not taking the Rocky Helmet chip. You definitely outpace the Brave Birds by the time that the taunt's up.
Maybe. I mean, like,
but then I guess
how much damage is a burned Brave Bird doing? I didn't actually check.
It was like 12%. I don't think it was that much.
Yeah, you can actually just sit there and spam it as the Crobat dies, and eventually it has to on your high horsepower turn.
Yeah. So this was the turn they Brave Birded. I think it was like 12. 17.
17. So you do lose like 5% a turn, but you can still do that for a long time.
Well, don't you? Yeah, you're losing way less with the.
Yeah, you're losing 5%. Now I think this is when Tranel catches on. Is like, oh, actually, I can just click ground moves here for when Crobat roosts, because this Toxic is really helping me out.
Wait a minute. The taunt was still active this turn. Why not just click? Doesn't Brave Bird kill at that point? How much did it heal? It was at 8%, and then it got poison heal.
Well, no, it's at 20%. It doesn't kill you.
Oh yeah. Unless that was a low roll, the 17. But
might have a boosting item. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Oh, you mean the Ceruledge? It might have like Spell Tag or something. That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the Poltergeist killed Klefki so early too.
And also, yeah.
The Magnet Rise though? Hold on.
The Magnet Rise.
If there's an agility here, it might be over.
Rock Polish.
Yeah, sorry, Rock Polish. Oh, but the dual Wing Beat might put it into Sucker Punch range. Yeah, that's in Sucker range. So you kill the Gliscor. I mean, there is a world. There is a world. Yeah, Gliscor's down.
And the Sucker Punch does kill.
Yeah, for sure. The problem is you now have to stay Dark.
You have 100% health. Balance as well. Oh, when it fails, you don't become dark. Interesting.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that. Okay. Does kill the Dancy. There's only 6 Sucker Punches, and this Pyro Ball, non-stab Pyro Ball, is only doing what, like 30 or something?
Well, you forgot to account for the crit. Yeah,
my bad. That might kill the Crobat now.
He just crits every time. He's holding the scope lens. I mean, you also only have like 8 fireballs, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I
want to say it kind of looks over, but
because he only has 2 more.
Okay, maybe you go for a Sucker Punch read here, or like a turn.
He
where
only has 2 more
Crobat is
roosts. Like
enough.
if you keep clicking Fireball and he keeps clicking Roost, you still eventually win.
Yeah, you Sucker here. Sucker. Okay, well, that's fine.
Maybe he was predicting the Sucker.
You just checked it was Spell Tag? Yeah, okay, gotcha. That's probably why. I was surprised when it just obliterated that Klefki, I'm not gonna lie.
Iron Head. On the Rocky Helmet, that's not great.
Oh, but you know what? That does mean that he's got an extra Pyro Ball for the Sleeping Melmetal. I might stand corrected. I said earlier, I think it needs 2 to kill the Melm, though.
Yeah, and it doesn't have high jump.
Because it's non-stab.
Now that we know that it has Iron Head.
This might have been
another crit! He still has to wake up, though.
Wait, that crit actually mattered, right?
It might have been a 2 KO without a crit.
I think, well, if you math it out, it probably does like 45 or so.
What was it, like 67?
It was at 100.
66.
It did 66, so it probably does like 40, between 40 and 45 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like more than 40 for sure. But
and also, I don't think he missed a single one.
True. And he burned the Crobat on the first one.
Yeah.
Wow, wait, that is a series of unfortunate events. And like I was saying, I thought it was a right play to let your Melm go to sleep, because I felt like all of the rest of the things that were alive were still really valuable. But if it wasn't asleep there, well, if it wasn't asleep, then Crobat would be asleep. And then all of this wouldn't have happened. Yeah, it definitely mattered. Yeah, I agree, Monkey Boy. It definitely does less than 50. If it did 50 pre-crit, it would have done... or sorry, if it did more than 50 pre-crit, it would have done like 75 after crit.
Wait, was
Yeah, wow.
Crobat burned before Melmetal went to sleep? He's asleep now. Crobat was not burned. Okay.
Yeah, Crobat was only burned in this endgame after Breloom died
Yeah.
from
I
the
was gonna say, because like
Pyroballs.
if he was already burned, then you always just put him in on the spore.
Wow, this is like highway robbery from Tranel here.
Yeah.
It honestly, it felt like there was no world where this Crobat and everything could lose, and I stand corrected.
Yeah.
I do think that there was still probably play for Tranel to just spam high horsepower into the Crobat that was like brave birding, because eventually through the burn it would have to roost maybe.
Yeah, well, what I'm wondering though is, so we have, oh, that was a swap. We have this scenario here that I'm still thinking about. So he heals to 20%.
Yeah, this roost is fine. Yep.
He heals to 20% after the. I'm talking about like at the very end. So he gets up to 20%. So if he's still taunted, so he can't be, he can't roost. He can't damage Crobat.
Yeah, or he dies.
And we've established that he's kind of losing like 5% each turn if Crobat keeps brave birding. So why would you not brave bird here? You do like 17%, and then if he doesn't attack you, he's dead to the next brave bird, right? Or at least if not the next one, then the one after that. If he does attack you, he's dead to the Rocky Helmet, and he can't roost because he's taunted.
Right. So sorry, what are you?
I'm saying so like on this turn where he hard swaps at Dancy, why not just click brave bird here?
Yeah, I feel like you should have. I don't think you need this this Crobat anymore.
All
especially
it was
'cause
doing
burned,
was
like,
stalling PP basically on the Cinderace
Yeah.
by the end of it.
Yeah, true. If you just kill the Gliscor,
I guess the difference is
it would
that
take 2 turns.
Deancey doesn't get the setup turn because we know that the Cinderace has Iron Head.
Yeah.
And so maybe the only way that Deancey gets the Rock Polish is with the Magnet Rise play. Giving that turn where you know that Gliscor can't hit you after to set up. So maybe that's why you keep the Gliscor alive here. But then if that's the case, I don't know, sack the Sleeping Melm and let your Deancey get set up on the Gliscor so that your Deancey isn't dead to a Sucker Punch. Instead of swapping in, taking 80% on the swap.
Or you just sack the Melm and you say,
That's what I say. Yeah. If you're gonna kill one of if the Gliscor, or I mean, if the Crobat isn't gonna die to this, like, because theoretically the Crobat can't die to this Gliscor without it killing itself, basically, right? So, if you want to get Deancey in front of Gliscor to get that setup turn, sack the Melm, who's asleep, instead of making the hard play going into the Deancey, being wrong, getting hit for 80%, and then still having to set up, taking the dual Wing Beat Chief that puts you in Sucker Punch range.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just not thinking that he's gonna click high horsepower. Like, I think he's thinking, I think Zard is thinking Trenel is just gonna sack his Gliscor to a dual Wing Beat and like intentionally let it die. So he was trying to go for the like greedy differential play, I think, by switching.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Where it's like, if the play is to leave the Gliscor alive, sack the Melm. If the play is to just kill the Gliscor with Crobat. But I think swapping there was very
a little greedy.
So
yeah. This was a really good game though. I want to take a look at some sets. I know we didn't look at some of Jackie's and Bobo's sets from last game, but
I looked at some of them. No.
We looked at a couple, like the physical Typhlosion and stuff was cool.
So who do you want to look at?
So we do see it was Punching Glove, Melm, it was Spell Tag.
Melm did not do anything all game. It literally came in, went to sleep, and then got critted.
Yeah, went to sleep and then died to a crit. It was Helmet Blastoise, but we didn't see that. It was Brick Break Blastoise as well. I like that into the Klefki.
Yeah, for the screens.
I usually think that boots or lefties are better into Klefki, because Klefki is usually just going to be sitting there in front of you, like clicking screens a bunch, and then until you the Brick Break, that pattern won't repeat. And then even if
There's a
like
couple rocky
you're trying
helmets
to
here.
flip turn and it gets water absorbed, you still get some healing and stuff, kind of negates some of the progress.
Yeah.
But maybe helmet is okay into Cinderace clicking U-turn, and that's what I was saying. I felt like
Yeah, I think that's what it's for.
Zard's play into Cinderace was like get Rocky Chip from Cinderace's U-turns early
And I
to
think
let it
the
add
issue,
up, maybe get into a Shadow Sneak range.
the reason that he's got the 2 Rocky helmets too is that Blastoise is not really a mon that sits in front of Breloom. And if you want Rocky helmet for both, it's like you have the one for the Cinderace and you have the one for the Breloom.
Yeah. Problem is Bullet Seed and Pyro Ball both don't make contact, so
Yeah.
it's kind of the worst of both worlds for the Rocky helmet.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's take a look at some of Trinals here.
Strength.
Yeah, strength's up.
We didn't see
standard.
anything
Was
from
it
the
Fizdef,
Bucky,
Jellicent?
You just died.
No, it just came in and died. Although that makes sense why it just
Wow.
got OHKO'd by the Sarah Ledges, because it was Spidef, not Fizdef.
Yeah. I mean, it's still
Foul
full
play,
HP, but
defog. Yeah.
we saw the whole Gliscor set, and that was
That was not bulky
only
Gliscor.
80 HP. I think that explains why the Bitter Blade was doing so much.
Yeah, true.
Cinderisha's boots probably speed crypt to the next fastest thing.
Yep, I'd assume so. Probably creeping Mega Diancie.
Barrier.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Isn't that just reflect?
It's Iron Defense.
Oh, so it's just for the one that's in.
Yep. That's interesting. I mean, it must be for something. Usually
hey,
you
the
would
CC
see
we get by the Rocky.
Usually you would still see, like, rather than download, you'd see like adaptability Thunderbolt or something there with Nazi
Yeah.
Plot over barrier. But I mean, seems fine, I guess. Maybe it lets it set
Yeah,
up in front
for
of
Z, I
Gnome.
don't really get rid of the download. and stuff.
Yeah, whatever. I'll hand it. It's probably
It's
gotta
actually
be
a
for
crazy
something.
EV spread too.
Having
96
four
HP,
Spidef
four
doesn't.
Spidef.
It's probably just trying to be an odd number for like Rock Strip.
Yeah.
So makes sense. And then it was Scarf Spore, right?
Yeah.
It was still Bullet Seed too, so just
Yeah, Bullet Seed and Close
hoping for
Combat.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, what else would you be?
I guess you wouldn't run Mach Punch with the Scarf set.
Not
Maybe
a Scarf.
Drain Punch.
It doesn't get Drain Punch.
It doesn't?
Nope.
What the hell? It's like
I don't think
it's
so.
like a
Now I'm
kangaroo mushroom. It doesn't get all the punching moves.
now I'm doubting myself. Oh, it does get Drain Punch, yeah. But like
Okay,
Scarf
I
Drain
could've
Punch, is
sworn.
that doing a lot? I feel like it's not.
No. But I don't know. I guess CC is just better.
Man, it really gets Drain Punch? I wonder why we haven't seen that before. I guess it's just too slow to like really use Drain Punch.
And I think it also, like, if you're gonna run a bulky set, you're just running Subseed, and then if you're running Subseed, you're just running Focus Punch.
True.
Like, you're healing enough off of the Leech Seeds.
Yeah. Well, that was a GG. Thanks for the submission to these two. And we've got now another Truant replay. This is, I think, really a really hype game. This is Roy Ace versus Starness or Lilia. We've been looking at Roy Ace in particular, some of the on the standings, because his performance hasn't been up to par with like kind of what we expect. But at the same time, it's kind of exactly what we
From a
expect.
former
So,
champion.
yeah, he's the former Truant champion who got promoted and then demoted back to Truant after a poor Swarm performance. But he historically has very slow starts to the season and then really ramps it up, squeaks into playoffs, and then really pulls his pants up for prep thereafter. So this will be the first replay of Roy's after the midway point. I believe he's 0-4 at the beginning of this game, so is on a must-win basis.
This is
versus
a very important
Lilia.
game.
Yeah, very important for Roy, and I don't think it's that important for Lilia. Let me double check her standings before going into this
Also gonna look
game.
at the terror types too.
Sure.
While you're on the doc,
Lilia's
can we just
3-1.
Say who the captains are. I guess
Sure.
I'm guessing
For-
it's Glamora.
Yes, I'm looking at Lilia right now. So it's Keldeo and Diplin for Lilia, and then for Roy, it's Glamora and Armaldo.
All right, so it's just Glamora that
Armaldo.
came with Roy and just Keldea that came for Starness, and it's Terra Water, so that's why I wasn't sure. It looked like these were all just their
Oh yeah.
primary stats, so I wasn't sure who was.
Oh, we get to talk about my favorite clown Pokemon.
Yeah, Blisteff.
I love this guy.
Let's go. I mean, if your team needs a fire type and a ghost type, and it's about like round 6 of the draft, like this is the go-to pick.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot go wrong.
True.
Literally checks both boxes.
Yo, Lethal's in. What's up?
Yo.
If I were to guess, I feel like a Mawile lead is pretty okay, except you don't want to lead into Lando.
Yeah.
Actually, Mawile lead is kind of bad.
Yeah, because Aloe, Lando.
I mean, you'll have maybe Thunder Punch and Fire Fang for this team, but you don't want to be like in a position where you have to click those.
You think you can run both?
Mawile just looks kind of bad. Yeah, why not?
I feel like Mawile usually only has like one flex move slot. Like, because you're kind of like Fairy Stab, Steel Stab, and then Knock or Sucker, and then like whatever your coverage move is.
I actually think it runs Iron Head very, very rarely. I think it would rather Sucker Punch over Iron Head a lot of the time.
I guess it depends on like what the rest.
It is matchup dependent for sure, but like most fairies just die to your
Iron Head does look pretty bad into
anyways.
this team.
Yeah, you'd rather play rough everything here.
Yeah. I guess it's like into fairies specifically. You would want the Iron Head, the Stab Iron Head.
Yeah. You don't need Steel Steps though. Yeah, I agree. I think I'd usually rather Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
If you need 2 coverage moves. But that being said, like, do you really need Thunder Punch? I feel like
no, because I think like a Rocky Helmet
almost
Glim.
As much.
A Rocky Helmet Glim also like. Yeah, Player probably does almost as much, and also like, you're probably not trying to kill Aloe with. Did I say Prim? You're probably not trying to kill.
Glim.
Oh, that's what it was. I'm like hearing that
you
in my head. Is like,
yeah.
wait, did I say? Yeah. The Aloe, like I feel like you have a different answer for Aloe, right? Than
I mean, you
physical
probably
attacker,
just if you're looking to 1v1 the Aloe, you probably run sub or something. Sub to like let your sub keep after a flip turn is probably pretty good because there's no way a Scald is going to break it either.
No.
It has like piss poor Spatak. Let me check actually how much invest you need.
I think that Rocky Helmet Aloe just like looks good here because like Ogre Pond's only move that doesn't make contact is the fire move. So I would just be concerned that like Mawile might not want to be taking that much chip. So like if you have to 2-hit KO it with Thunder Punch and also take a hit, like a flip turn or something, like I feel like Mawile just gets out of commission pretty quick.
Yeah. So looking at it now,
it's dead to neutral ball punch.
The flip turn never breaks Mawile's sub.
Oh, wow.
So you can just sub on it and let it flip turn into something else and then just have a sub up. Even if you're running like Focus Punch, maybe that would be good. Or SD, Sucker, Play Rough, I think would be pretty good too. Try and abuse the Aloe.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the other side.
Oh wait, is this Scizor Mega, by the way?
I don't think it is. Let me check though. That's Roy's, right? Or no, it's
that is Starness.
Lilia's. It is not.
It's not there.
She has Mega Altaria. Okay.
Well,
so
if there's a Mega Altaria on the team, though, I guess Play Rough still hits it, so you would.
Yeah, Play Rough is fine, and it hits it pre-Mega too.
Yeah.
I'd probably expect a Lando lead, or actually, maybe Scizor. Because I think Weezing and Ogerpon leads are probably a bit less likely.
Maybe a Weezing lead, though. Like a Levitate. Weezing just to like
Levitate
wisp
Weezing.
one of these two leading. Or even the
It's
Zero
just kind of
lead.
passive.
I don't think it's passive on the first turn, though. Like, I don't think like threatening a wisp turn 1, I think is not
Actually,
as passive as it could be. Because there's
And
a
then
lot
if
of
it's
mods that just
helmet-
don't want to get wisped.
Yeah, so Lando can't even safely rock into you, and if you're helmet and you just get chip
The only
on
thing would be like
Lando's
taunt.
U-turn,
If it had taunt, it would be pretty passive.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, probably
we'll
Lando,
see.
and I don't mind the Weezing, actually. That's not bad.
It's none of the
see
things that we
version.
talked about.
Yeah.
I guess it could
It
be
is into
Scarf,
the
though.
Lando.
Is this water? Yeah, it is. And the crits ignore the attack drop,
that's
so he
just
just dies.
That's just a dead
I wonder
Lando.
if that's a miscalculation or like I forgore thing with the with Surging Strikes.
Forgot about the attack drop. Yeah.
Oh, thought it was the other Urshifu for a second.
Oh no. Yeah. That's
the
definitely a
VGC
mistake.
moment of not knowing which Urshifu it is when you're
Yeah.
prepping for the team.
Yeah. I'd like to see what's it called? Neutralizing gas wheezing into Aloe, but I know it's tough when you're against a
Does it
Lando
work?
T. It does work.
Another-
So
There's some other
It's
things that
weird.
like don't stop it, like Psychic Noise.
Psychic Noise doesn't, heal block and things like that don't. It's weird in that the you have to be switching out of something that's faster than Aloe if Aloe's switching out. Now, if it's clicking flip turn, it doesn't matter, but like the way that the switch priority works is like switching has a priority.
Yeah, because it's based on
And-
the speed.
And then, so since they're on the same priority, it'll be based on speed. The faster thing will switch in first. And if, so let's say Roy has Ogerpon out and it switches out at the same time that Aloe switches, Weezing will come in first, have the neutralizing gas will see and remove Aloe's regenerator. Then Aloe will switch out with no regenerator on the same turn. Assuming it clicks like hard switch and not flip turn.
You know, Harry, if you're still here, one thing that I almost ran, which I realized just wasn't really worth it, against, because in our other league, he has a Glow King, and I have Venusaur, or Mega Venusaur. I almost ran Worry Seed, because that does override.
Yeah,
Regen,
that works.
because it replaces their
Yep.
ability. But then I was thinking about it, it's like, I think just clicking Earth Power does as much damage as I would be denying with Regen, and it actually
Yes.
gives me another move, so why would I
Yeah.
run Worry Seed? in this
Yeah,
case?
exactly. Worry Seed, I think, is only really that good into like Gliscor and Poison Healers that,
Yeah.
like you can kind of, I gotcha, you know. And
I
force
ran
them
it
out.
against a Garg once on Amoonguss
Oh, true. Yeah, that's
to
fair
get rid
too.
of Purifying Salt, so I could Toxic it.
Mhm. Yep, that makes sense.
But
Anyway, so we see the Aloe flip turning around. It's not Helmet Wheezing. Yeah, Helmet Neutralizing Gas is usually the set that I like to see against Aloe in particular. Because it gets really hard for Aloe to remove the chip, and if it wants to, it has to hard switch, and even then, Weezing switching in is first, just because Aloe's so slow.
yeah. And
But
Harry,
when
I
you're
agree.
against a Lando,
In
it's
chat.
when you're against a Lando, it's like you need to run a Levitator.
Yeah,
somewhere, so
having
I
a
don't-
Levitate is very important because I don't see any other
Yeah.
flyer. On
Yeah,
here.
there's no ground resist here, so
And your grass type is neutral.
yeah.
But turns out, I mean, you could just lead your Urshifu and take the Lando out of the game, and then you really don't have to worry
True.
about it at all. So
Yeah, when you're playing
maybe a
5v6
misplay,
with
bring
no
in
Lando.
Levitate.
Yeah, just go back to the builder, change your Weezing set, and come back to game, and then you're
Oh,
good.
oops! I brought the wrong set. Can we change real quick and then you play turn one?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so what's
and it's
Aloe
not
turning
helmet
into
because
Scizor?
we did see the flip turn. It did not get.
This is risky
chipped
going
off.
into Scizor here.
You could just get burned.
This could
Maybe not
Oh.
risky. Jesus.
Wow. Wait,
That's
this just
banded,
died.
right?
That might be banded. Maybe banded Ironhead is like just enough to kill Weezing.
Yeah, because you don't stay in unless you're full fizz def.
Yeah.
That is kind of crazy.
The
another
knockoff
kill.
on the prediction.
Dude, wait,
wow.
but okay, but hold on, wait. That doesn't make any sense. Blacephalon's too good. How did that happen?
How could it possibly die? I don't
that
understand.
is
No, I
Demon.
like
Like, what?
this
what's
knockoff turn is actually really good. So if
That
our head
covers
calcs
some
are correct and it is banded Ironhead Scizor, which I'm just going to assume. Actually, let me just calc before I continue this thought.
against like a
Weezing,
full
Galar.
HP defense Weezing?
Yeah, versus Scizor, Choice Band, Ironhead. How much did the Ironhead do? It just killed, right?
100%. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Or wait,
okay,
no, I guess
that-
it did like 90. It did 94%.
Oh, okay, really? Because the
Yeah,
max
because
roll
the
for
flip turn
banded.
did.
Oh, true. Adamant banded Ironhead max rolled is 97.6,
Wow.
with 82.6 min. So
Flip
maybe
turn
it's
mattered?
not. It could have been, like maybe not full fizz def Weezing, or
I guess
maybe
we
just
could
got a
also-
good roll.
How much does Aloe do to a full fizz def Weezing? I feel like
True,
6% is a very small amount, and this is still a full fizz def Weezing.
Aloe flip turn does 9 to 11.
Yeah. Oh wait, to a full fizz def? Oh wait,
Yeah.
is it lefties? It's lefties.
It is
that's fine.
lefties, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it is fizz def Weezing. This is just a good Scizor roll. That means it's guaranteed banded. That means
Yeah.
this Ogerpon clicking knockoff is extremely safe. There's no way that this Scizor is staying in
It's
to
not
click
clicking Iron Head again,
here. There's no way. If it does, this knockoff is still pretty okay too.
Yeah, it makes it so that Mawile isn't dead to a banded Bullet Punch any faster than it wants to be.
Yeah, and Kyurem as well, and
yeah. Well, Kyurem,
Lamora, all of those don't like the Bullet Punch.
I wonder how much the range matters for Kyurem, where it's just gonna like, it might just still do too much if it takes any chip. But but I guess it's also not a Rocky Helmet Aloe, so.
Well, even if it is Rocky Helmet, like you just remove the Aloe's item and then beat it with.
No, I'm saying specifically for the Mawile, like worried about getting chipped down into Bullet Punch range, which like either way, like it's not even Rocky Helmet, so I don't even know when to be getting chipped down.
Yeah. And it was really good turn from Roy. We do see.
It is Rocky Helmet.
It is Helmet. Yeah.
I thought we saw that it wasn't, or maybe it was the.
No, we saw that Weezing wasn't.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we didn't see the Aloe yet. I mean.
Gets a flip turn. I mean, that is progress. Maybe we see Trailblaze.
You're back up to like 70%.
No Trailblaze. I would be worried about like an Acrobatics when Moon is popped, maybe.
Volca.
But without Acro, I don't think Zero could have killed there.
They're Volca.
Okay, Play Rough does a billion here.
Yeah. Not a billion.
Ouch.
Is that drop?
I mean, 56, a billion, like potato.
Not enough, not through double defense.
Yeah, but this won't do enough either, right? Yeah, Mawile is kind of thick. You might be playing a 50-50 here.
Why wouldn't you just switch Play Rough then? Like on the turn before the sucker? Because that would actually kill. Like if you know that you always survive.
Probably just sacking the Mawile, honestly. But oh my god, wait, that Rocks plays in turn. What? That Rocks play is insane.
It is in
on
turn.
The Protect. Was Protect even revealed before that?
I don't think so.
I don't think even Wish was Protect. That could have been AV. Oh no, it was Helmet.
Wish was not Protect.
Wow.
It was Flip turn.
Sucker Punch crit on the Scizor. Oh my god.
No.
And these rocks are going to be big. Does that mean that Zera is dead, or is it close to dead?
Sucker, just get as much damage as you can. Deny it the flip turn too,
you
so
could
you
have
can't
just
even pivot out.
there. Oh, actually interesting. Play Rough would have done the same thing though. No?
Yeah, I guess you're still faster than it. Well, maybe you are. I guess it could be.
Might not be. But if it flip turns there, whatever. I don't think it kills anyways.
Get your boost. So wait, but then what do you hit? I guess you Spiky Shield? No. Spiky Shield would have been sick.
Spiky Shield would have been good, but this yeah.
But now you're doing like an Ice Shard or anything.
We probably it might be Scarf Urshi still here. Oh, this is Grass Glim. Okay. Maybe a Rock Polish here would be strong.
Yeah. That power jump.
No,
Maybe you're just
for the
finishing
kill.
it off just to be safe.
Yep, that makes sense.
I mean, are you really concerned about
Although,
these
I don't know, I
two
feel like Rock
Grass?
Polish could have just won the game. Who knows? Yeah, the Secret Sword will kill. This is really down to the wire, though, already.
Yeah, but you got the poison.
It feels like it went from 0
this,
to 60,
I think it's a
like,
Scarf Urshi, right? Or, I mean, I guess it hasn't been revealed.
It could be.
Maybe it's
This
Punching
is going to be
Glove,
Helmet Aloe.
or Protective Pads.
Poison
for the
Jab.
Aloe. No, it's not.
It's not pads.
I think you still just do a KO with close combat then. Oh, it might be Scarf though.
Okay. Oh, the flip turn.
Wait a minute. Why would you not just like if you have close combat and neither of these mons resist it? Why are you clicking Poison Jab? Did we see a Terra? It's Terra Water, right?
On the Keldeo, yeah.
Yeah, is it like, does close combat not kill, and then you might be worried that you die at -1, so you go for the Poison Jab?
Well, close combat, because Keldeo is already poisoned. The
82%.
CC, it's 82 and poisoned. So I think the CC plus poison chip should be enough.
Yeah, maybe it just plays it safe, where it's like now it's definitely guaranteed, like it'll take more Rocks chip, and take a turn of poison at least in front of Kyurem, and then you're in range to guarantee it. But then this Aloe keeps healing out. I guess the Aloe is never going to kill you, though, because you resist its flip turn. And Rocky
True. Oh, this sub. Hold on, maybe the
but
rapid
with the
or
poison,
the surging
I feel like you
strikes
don't have enough
breaks it.
turns.
Yeah, you've only got one turn left. This is Scarf Urshi.
It broke it, but it didn't break
the
it
sub.
before it
Wow.
went up. And you don't
If
even
it didn't break the sub, it might have been game over.
No, I don't think so. Because
Yeah,
you
never
don't
mind. It's
kill with
Scarf.
Surf.
Yeah. But as soon as you know it's Scarf, yeah, Aloe is pretty free. But then the problem is getting Aloe a kill means that Kyurem can potentially scale shot here, and that's just GG.
Well, I think it's GG either way because it takes rock chips and dies to poison. So all you have to do is survive a turn.
Well, not on the Switch. Like now Keldeo can come in and Secret Sword.
Right, but I'm saying like if you don't get like if you have like a protect or anything to survive one turn, then
I don't think I'd have Protect.
Yeah.
Oi, 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 that's so
not
close.
enough to kill.
Yeah,
Sure.
not enough. That Terra Water, maybe if it was fighting, or if it was a boosting item on Keldeo, that would have put it over the edge. But
I think
Roy
it
Ace.
definitely would have, right? Because it goes from 1.5 to 2 times
what?
for stab.
Oh, you mean like for Terra fighting? Yeah,
Like
I
if
mean,
it were Terra fighting, that would have definitely pushed it.
I mean, Terra Water is still fine, and you like still resist the Urshi and everything. But regardless, we see now Roy Ace with, I believe, his first win of the season.
Yeah.
Priming him
and a
for
commanding +1 and 16%.
yeah, the +1 diff. He's now 1-4 at -13. So you really, I don't think it's enough to get by with 1-0 wins. I really feel like Roy, you gotta.
Yeah, I think he needs
like
to win
it's
bigger.
great that you're winning, but you need big wins at this point in the season now.
That crit was mega important. Sorry again. Dude, you can't play Urshifu and then apologize for crits.
True.
Bad optics.
I wonder what. Oh, it was the Sucker Punch crit on something.
Yeah,
right?
it was on the Scizor.
Yeah.
It was not a max defense Weezing.
Oh, okay. So it was just that's the
It
problem.
was bold.
with
Wait, it was
running
8
calc.
defense bold.
Oh, that's a kind of the problem with running calc like that. Is like it could be max roll for FizzDef or like min roll with no.
Yeah. Well,
Or
I'm
a
wondering
weird
if he saw
bold
that flip
FizzDef.
turn damage and thought that it had to be full defense because it is
Yeah.
kind of like an awkward.
So that Iron Head
amount.
wasn't a roll, I would assume.
No, definitely not at that point. If it was like within a couple of percent. Oh wait, but was it even banded? Did we find out?
It would have been banded. You can check the.
It was banded either way. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if that killed even if it wasn't banded, or if that was only guaranteed if
Yeah.
it was banded.
If it was banded with like that weird bold Spadef set, then the Iron Head does 101.
Yeah. Well, that always.
If
goes.
it's adamant, it might have to be Jolly though. You want to check the.
It's adamant.
Adamant band. Yep, makes
And
sense.
that the Geezing had a flamethrower, so that's probably
Did
why
a
it stayed
flamethrower,
in.
yeah. Not expecting the banded Iron
I wonder
Head.
if this was
'Cause
like
it lives a banded
forgot to
bullet
change
punch.
the set thing because if this was intended to be like a Scizor counter, especially knowing that it's not a Mega Scizor, you got to be ready for a band.
Well, Bullet Punch only does 50. 50 to 59.
To this set?
To that set. So maybe he was expecting
Wait,
like
really? What's
really.
Bullet Punch's base power before like
40.
So it's 60. So I guess it's 20 base power less than Iron Head. And it does 50%.
Well,
I
more
guess
than that. It'll be 40 to 60 to 90 base power, and then Iron Head will be 120.
Oh, right, because you also have stab. Yeah, I guess. I just wonder who the Spadef was for. Maybe Blacephalon? But like, I feel like this whole team, and I don't know who didn't come.
Tough. Let me check.
But it looks like a very physical
Lilia's,
team.
Let me check Lilia's bench here.
I guess Keldeo.
There's. Yeah, maybe for special Altaria, actually.
That could make sense. Yeah, the
Mega
poison
Altaria?
fairy for that.
Yeah.
But even then, I don't know. I feel like it. I guess it's not really a check for Scizor because it's weak to Iron Head. But I would just say that like maybe you just get more value out of making it a physical tank because like maybe you do just snipe the Scizor, even if it costs you like 80% of your health, and then sure maybe you're worse into Altaria, but like who else do you have for Altaria? Probably Flamora. I don't know. Yeah, a couple of things.
Yeah, I mean, even Glenn, though, just, like, gets rocked by EQ, so it's kind of tough.
It's true.
Hard to say. But regardless, Roy, this is a turn in the right direction. You're going to have to start winning a bit bigger. But, I mean, progress is progress. So hope to see you continue to step it up for the rest of the season. Now we have just one final replay of the season. This one was
Oh, it's
voted
another
for
Zap
actually
replay. I wonder if
a
he's still here.
third Zap replay in 5 weeks. Crazy. I mean, like I was saying earlier, hey, if Zap is playing good games and people want to see Zap games, I mean, no shade there. So
The people want
plus
to
we
see
just get
Zap.
to keep showing off his cool sprite,
Yeah.
which it is pretty sick. Anyways, we have Jortson James. Jortson Stream
Dragon
versus
Scizor.
Zap here in the All-Star.
Or unless these are just
yeah,
really
Dragon
random types
Scizor.
because we have a Dark Fable.
Let me
Or-
double check their captains
Or
here.
a Hippo. Okay, there are multiple mons here that are not their stamps.
Yeah, okay. It's Jortson has Keldeo and Stoutland, and Zap has
So neither of them came to this game.
yeah, and Zap has Sinistra and Venomoth.
So Steel, Sinistra, and Electric Venomoth.
Yeah.
That's so troll.
And Zap seems to like this Venomoth. He's brought it to, I believe this is now the third time
Yeah.
Venomoth has come.
I mean, as
Maybe
a
this
Terra
is the first
Captain, it
time it
does
does
get
see
like 5 points worth of leverage to come to a game, basically.
Yeah, true. It's
It's
definitely
like
not bad.
bringing like a 13 or 14 pointer every time is not crazy.
All right, well, yeah, we don't see any Terra Captains for Jortson. I probably expect to see a Hippo lead just because I feel like Hippo is in
Maybe
Rotom that
Clef.
feels kind of bad. Yeah, Clef is probably better.
I guess Clef just doesn't want to get tricked by Rotom. But
Yeah.
besides that, and that's Mega Gallade, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Mega Gallade.
You probably do want to preserve Clef for Mega Gallade or for maybe like Unaware for the Venomoth, even though it's poison type. But
Well, that's poison type. It just kills you.
yeah. Though I wonder if like,
Venomoth looks kind of okay.
yeah, you could run. What is it? Kebia? Is Kebia for poison?
Yeah.
Like an Unaware like Psychic
Are
set.
you really gonna do that for Venomoth though?
I don't know. If
When
he
you're trying
brings
to
it
have
to
your
every
Clef
game,
beat
maybe.
the
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I
like,
mean, before
the-
this game, it came to 50% of the games.
Yeah. Which is 2 games, right?
But we also see your
we
favorite.
have more Pico, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think
Yeah.
the Morpeko stat's going to be? Also, why can't
Rapid
the
Spin.
Morpeko lead? I feel like Morpeko is a decent lead here.
Parting Shot on
Just like knock, right? It has knock, parting
It has
shot,
knock,
like
yeah.
rapid spin, Aura wheel. Maybe is like it's set here. Could have. Does it have
it can
nuzzle
also
or
have
is just
Seed
E-Wave?
Bomb. I don't think that's Nuzzle. 90% sure it's not.
Seed bomb is kind of mid.
Yeah, but for Rotom, gives it a way to hit it.
Yeah, I feel like you would just rather click like.
Yeah, or
Dark
I guess
Aura
Aura
Wheel.
Wheel Dark is probably just better. 110
Yeah.
base power.
Or either they're both neutral. So Aura Wheel I feel like is actually just stronger.
Oh, true, yeah.
Anyways,
yeah.
right? What's the base power of Aura Wheel? Is it 120 or
It's 110.
110? So like technically Seed Bomb is
It's like
slightly
one of the
stronger.
best physical electric moves in the game.
Yeah.
Of course.
Seed Bomb will be
given to
like
a
5
Pikachu.
base power stronger. Or no, actually it'll be 5 weaker. It'll be 165 for
80.
the Aura Wheel.
Yeah, because you're not getting stabbed.
Yeah.
It's really, I guess it's really more for ground types, which there is a ground type.
Yep. It's a bad one,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's okay. If it immunes the Aura Wheel, it won't immune the second Aura Wheel.
Yeah. It can't swap into it and then also take it.
Yeah, exactly.
Um
Okay, so yeah, I
Let's
probably
see.
think
It's okay,
Morpeko
yeah.
into Well,
it's
I was-
2 fat ground types.
the Diggersby is a good
SD
lead
turn
into
1.
the
Oh my
Morpeko.
god. He's
Wait,
on a
that's a
roll. Wait,
negative
does
damage.
he have Sandrush? No, he doesn't.
No. The Citrus Berry, okay. Very offensive game so far.
Rocky Helmet.
The
Dead.
return, yep. Oh, that helmet would have been funny, but it was
Yeah.
Citrus.
Oh, that's true. We did see
If
it.
the item wasn't revealed, I actually agree with clicking an Earthquake there, but since you see the item, the return
Yeah,
is fine. Yeah, we just see it Volt switching. I mean, there's no ground type now, so Rotom's just going to be free Volt switching. You can just click the EQ
I
here,
mean,
return
I
is
feel like
fine.
Rotom Wash always kind of gets
EQ.
to like pretty safely.
Oh, this is fast
Oh.
Scizor. That's why the return did so much. I was surprised it did that much. Do we see a Will-O-Wisp, maybe? Helmet?
Yeah.
Wisp, yep. The Scizor is not looking too hot. It might be no roost. I've seen people run like no roost offensive Scizor. A little too much for my liking. I don't think it's
there's a
good.
roost on that stuff, Yeah.
It's not good, but people have been running
Morpeko,
it.
he's here.
He's
Aura
in.
Wheel.
Gets the Aura
Doesn't do
Wheel.
that much.
Electric. I mean, it's fine. Gets a speed boost. Honestly, I think you just have to do it again,
just keep
and then
going.
you just get strength sapped and you're crying, right? Okay, matcha gotcha. Yep. Okay, dead.
Oh, there goes all your
Goodbye.
progress.
Well, let's try.
Not a great showing
CC?
from
Oh, it doesn't kill. Oh, it does. It might be banded.
Echo, yeah.
Oh, it was a jackpack. Wow, this is a really fast game. Okay, we have a sleep powder.
Oh,
but it's safety goggles. That's crazy.
It was brought for Venomon.
Into the sludge wave. The flamethrower is going to 2-hit kill.
Oh, man.
Maybe if you'd click Terra Electric, the Clef wouldn't have been able to kill
the flamethrower doesn't kill you. But if you
I guess you want to
Terra
save it
Electric,
for
you just get
Hoopa.
big blasted too.
Morpeko blows, dude. Man, I know that thing sucks. Okay, this might be Scarf Moxie here. Might kill the Hoopa here.
Oh, two exactly.
Do you think that's?
Oh no, 49.50.
Okay, we see the room service as well. It'll steal the item, but it's not gonna be enough to kill.
Oh yeah. Well, doesn't Boulder
Can
get
Rotom pull
Sucker Punch?
through? I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think Rotom kills here. Oh, the pain split. Hold on. We're in another situation.
Oh, and this one is Rocky Helmet.
Now
and he gets whipped.
Wait.
Wait. That doesn't kill.
Oh, but now it's gonna be too.
But does the second one kill? And now you're faster.
No way.
Dead to burn. Dead to burn.
Yeah. Well, it's
oh
not
wait,
dead to burn.
because the match ends.
The match is over before the end of the turn.
Yeah.
It didn't have Hydro. Oh, okay, that makes
brutal,
sense.
But it explains it.
What was the set? Last move probably defog then, yeah? Can you check Zap sets?
Oh, I never zoomed in that.
That game was so fast.
That was a very fast game. So fast that there's a quick
Choppel Diggersby. You missed the Rotom.
What the fuck? Oh, there he is.
Is missing 8 EVs.
Yeah.
That seems kind of crazy to me though, no? I mean, the pain split is really nice to keep you healthy.
Ground type.
Yeah. I mean, every team is going to have a ground type.
Yeah.
It feels like that's kind of Rotom's thing though, right? Is being an electric type that beats a lot of
well, that's what I was going to say earlier when you were like, oh, well now Rotom can Volt Switch, which is true. He doesn't have to like get immune. But I feel like there's always a risk of just putting the ground type in on Rotom. So like he does get more leverage off of Volt Switch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough matchup for Hippo.
Oh, it's Gallade, Mega Gallade.
Oh, that's why a Mega evolved. Yeah. It was Psycho Cut, probably trying to avoid like a helmet from Hippo or something. Because helmet chip into a Scizor or Bullet Punch would be kind of tricky for Gallade. Mental or Venomoth or
Taunt from something?
I'm not sure. From Encore, from Clef. Let me check Jordan's team here. He has a lot of them.
I gotta think that you want to just click Sludge Wave twice against Clef, though.
Man, so Jordan does have a lot of Mons, but like half of them suck, dude. He's got a Magmar, a Echo.
I mean, he brought the best one to this game, and he won. So
Morpeko, yeah. He's brought it 3 times. It's 0-3. This Mon is garbage, dude. It is not good. But that being said, Jordan is 4-1. So
my suggestion,
clearly 2 of those wins with Morpeko are.
Yeah, he's pulling the weight. Yeah. I think they just need to make it so that his Hunger Switch actually changes his type between electric and dark, so he's not always electric dark. Because then it's like...
I feel like that might be kind of annoying.
Well, it would mean that he's like not always weak to fighting, which can be a problem for him. And it's also not always...
Dude, it's weak to everything. It's so frail.
Yeah, there's still some like priority moves though, like when you get rolling and you don't want to be weak to Mach Punch. It can be.
Yeah, but like always resisting Bullet Punch is nice. Like it goes both ways.
Yeah. But then you also have
have
Protect
to just
sets
run
for
like
that.
Protect. Yeah, exactly.
Which you already can just run Protect for him. But But the other thing is that I want him to get a second ability. Like if they keep him Electric Dark, like just give him a hidden ability that like doesn't make him have to play that dumb game of like a Hunger Switch.
But then what would Aura Wheel do, Joe? Then just be
it would just be a 110 base
move?
power electric move, and then he runs Knock for his dark move.
The boost your speed. God, that if any other Mon got that move, that would be busted.
I think that's why they gave it to him.
Yeah, because it sucks, dude. Man, imagine Victini's like what's it called? Blue Flare just like raise its speed as well.
Yeah. No, it's a really good move. It's just on like 92 base power or 95 or something. The other thing would be like if they made Hunger Switch like actually an interesting mechanic where it's like not just every other turn, but like like you actually like eat a berry and then it changes it, and then like maybe dark type aura wheel is like stronger. I don't know. Like, so it's like actually like an
What if
incentive to,
maybe
like,
you got
proc
some
it.
sort of charge? Yeah, where like if you ate a berry, you get like a charge where
Yeah.
like your next move of whatever type does extra damage or something.
It would basically be like Electromorphosis, except for both dark and electric.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it has to be procced off of a berry.
That'd be interesting. Anyways, wow, I feel like this game was over in
Yeah.
all of these Pokemon I think were on the field for a max of 3 turns, and I think the longest mon on the field was Diggersby at the lead.
Yeah,
clicking
the
3
Diggersby
attacks.
actually put in some work.
I guess Scizor also clicked 3 attacks.
Didn't.
But yeah, wow, very offensive. I wouldn't expect
Scizor
anything
clicked
less from
4
these two.
attacks, actually. It clicked
Actually.
twice.
I wouldn't expect anything less from these two, though. They're very offensive players. How many berries do we see on the in the show teams?
Citrus Berry. Oh, in the show teams. Chillon Berry 1.
Citrus,
2. Chople 3.
Chople,
Lum.
Lum. Only 4 berries, surprising. For the Berry Master himself, I thought I'd see more than 2.
Just out of curiosity, so 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. Oh, Rhoda might have a beat. Now 4. He's also.
Oh,
4.
right, because
wait,
it
no,
clicked.
29.
It came in twice.
Yeah, 3 Volt Switches, 2 Wisps, and a Pain Split. That's 6. And then.
Well, 6 is not bad.
Yeah, it's 2, 4. Yeah, so actually Rotom has the most. He had 6 moves, and then we had a couple 4s with Diggersby, Scizor, and I think.
Well, that means Rotom was on the field for more than a quarter of the battle.
Yeah. 6 out
Crazy.
of 22 turns.
Yeah. Did you scroll up to see what the turn it was instead of looking at the turn counter?
Oh, I guess it does show it at the end. I did that earlier
Oops.
too. Like when we were looking at when I wanted to see how many turns a game took, I scrolled up.
Yeah.
And I was like, surely it says it somewhere over here. And I was like looking, it's like, I guess it doesn't. Back. I just didn't see
That's
it
okay.
over here. No weather, by the way.
Okay. So, I feel like that's pretty much what we got. Those are our 4 replays for the week. Again, we didn't have any nominations for the Hustle or Swarm divisions,
Yeah.
so we're gonna need to rely on you guys to nominate some replays that you want to see from those divisions.
Yeah.
Because especially
And
All-Star
if we
Week,
don't
we've had lot
nominate a
of
Swarm one next week, we're watching a Week 8 game.
True. And we don't want to do that. That would
We don't
be
want to
very
go in
bad
the
for the
future.
economy. Yeah. So,
I don't know
yeah,
if Harry's still here. But that's why we didn't review that today, because it is
Yeah.
submitted under week 16.
so let's see who we had here. We had
We had a lot.
We had
I feel
Royce.
like. We actually
yeah,
ended
we
up
had
with,
Royce, we had Jackie, we had Zap, we had Leezy, we had Monkey Boy, we had DJ Red Lantern, we had Goater, we had Lethal. Thank you everybody for coming. If you're still here, say something in the chat to let us know that you stuck through till the end.
Speaking of Harry, can
thank
I show
you
you a? I think this was like
for tuning
6
in.
turns. Or it took 6 minutes. This game took 6 minutes.
Okay, quick go.
It is an insane game.
Is it Click Swords Dance? Oh, okay, hold on. Wait, this dies. Goodbye. Goodbye.
It's itemless, adamant, physical ground.
Low kick. Okay, Brick Break. I feel like low kick wins there.
Yeah, low kick probably would have been better.
Okay, Zapdos clicks. True. If it's Lumberry, you can chilling. Okay.
It is Lumberry.
Yeah. Oh my god, the boost. And miss dodge the hurricane. You probably live the hurricane though.
I do, except it kind of matters for the sucker punch at the end. Getting like the
True, because you have
boost
to take
and
Brave
the
Bird chip.
hurricane. Yeah,
Maybe after this chip you would have died.
yeah, because then he also gets to hit me.
Oh, true.
But he only has
Future
Future
Sight. Oh, not anymore. True. And then just fighting move kills here and GG. Wow.
Yeah. So the really tragic thing is that the game before this for Harry, he got a game robbed from him against a Moltres that was running Ancient Power and got 2 boosts out of 3 uses.
Oh my god.
And so this is the immediate following game. I was like, I gotta bring the ancient power Gyarados, right?
Literally, what's its special attack? Like 40? Like it's bad.
It's not that bad. I think it's like 65 or 75 or something. Either way, it like Brave Bird was doing
is not bad.
Brave Bird was doing slightly more, but also
it's actually
contact.
85. All right, 85 is not bad.
Yeah, like I remember it wasn't that bad, but first, so it's a 60 base power move. But either way, it was like doing almost the same amount as Brave Bird, and also not risking contact, and also not chipping myself. So like either way, 2-hit KOs. Either way, and then there's a chance for the boost, which I was like, if I get the boost, this is a hilariously tragic game. Yeah, that game took 6 minutes. It was just.
Well, I'm glad you wanted to embarrass your friend on stream.
Well, we didn't get to watch this other replay, so.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he played 3 weeks in advance, so we'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay, once again, thank you for watching. Nobody said anything in chat, so I'm going to assume I'm talking to the wall right now.
Yeah, they didn't say anything.
Toady, you are now the wall.
Nobody's still
If
here.
anybody is in chat, okay, the first person to say something in chat in the next minute will get 1 Nahyma buck.
Hey, Stinky!